Look at that. Doesn't that look good? That is a vegetarian shepherd's pie. Or a cottage pie, or I'm not really sure what to call a vegetarian version of a shepherd's pie. But that's what we're going to make today, so let's get to it. And we're going to start out by getting our potatoes together. That's 6 medium-ish potatoes. We got to peel them. I'm not one for peeling potatoes, but in this case, I think we better. I get out my trusty peeler, which is really sharp because I don't really use it that much. And if you want to keep the skins on, go ahead. I'm used to eating them with skins on anyway. But this will look a little fancier this way. And, you know, it's for a baby shower, so I want it to look pretty. Now, there you go. There's our potatoes all nice and peeled. Into a pot now. We just got to chop them up. I try to chop them up kind of small, and that way they cook a little quicker. Just makes it easier. Now, before we get to the vegetarian meat part, we got to get these cooked. So a little bit of water. Onto the stove they go. A little bit of salt. Cover them up, bring them up to a boil. Stirring occasionally so don't stick to the bottom. And 20 minutes from now we should be good to go. So here we are about 20 minutes later. Drain the potatoes. Back into our pot. Now let's make us some mashed potatoes. Not hard. Get my potato masher out, get a little workout. Mash, 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 mash. Little salt. Little pepper. You want to throw a little garlic powder in, go ahead. Whatever you'd like. And then we mix all that around. Mash, 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 mash some more. And once they're fluffy-ish enough, good enough, we'll put a lid on. And we'll put them aside until we need them. Back over the stove in our frying pan. Let's throw about a tablespoon of olive oil into the pan. Let it warm up, whirl around a little bit. Yeah, look, feels hot enough. Now this is about 1.5 cups of onions. About a medium onion worth. All nice and diced up. We're only going to cook them down to about that, not all the way. And into that is 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. 2 to 3 cloves all minced up if you got fresh handy. Mix it around. On to the next. Here's our lentils. These are split lentils, 1.5 cups. I think they cook quicker than regular lentils. I'm not really sure, but they cooked really quick for me. Mix around a little bit, and then we need some liquid because they're going to absorb most of it. This is 2 cups of vegetable stock. We're going to end up putting 4 in. Well, we're not really going to put 4 in because we hit about the 3-cup mark and I ran out of vegetable stock. So rather, you could use beef stock or chicken stock, but what would be the point? So I just threw in some little extra water. It did not affect the taste at all. Mix, 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 mix. Kind of let it combine a little bit. And of course those lentils are going to absorb all that liquid. Now we're going to put in our tomato paste. 2 good tablespoons of tomato paste. Or a little more if you want. And gently mix all this together because I don't want to scratch the bottom of the pan. Okay, now's a good time to add some pepper. Teaspoon of pepper. And this is thyme. I put in 1 heaping teaspoon. It's supposed to be 2 teaspoons, but I didn't want to overdo it. So it's about 1.5 teaspoons. Mixed all together. Bring it to a boil. And then you're going to want to reduce it. So we're covering her up. We're going to let it reduce a bit, stirring occasionally. And look at how quickly that worked. The recipe, that's why I said regular lentils probably take a while, because the recipe called for 30 to 40 minutes. Mine took like 20. So there you see our frozen vegetables. That is 10 ounces. I just threw in 2 cups. I figured that was plenty. And we're not even going to cook them because they're going to go into the oven. So here's our tinfoil pan. Give her a spray with some non-stick cooking spray. Let's get our vegetarian mix over to the pan. In she goes. I want to get all of it out to make sure. There we go. And you can see it's thickened up quite a bit. It's a little mushy, so one of the tricks is you put a little bit of your mashed potatoes in and just mix it around. That's going to help thicken it up a little bit more. And now for the mashed potatoes that go on top. I'm trying to make sure I spread it all out. It's not as fluffy as I would like it to be. So if I'm going for the looks, it doesn't look quite as fluffy. But you know what? I'm covering it mostly up with cheese anyway. Onto a baking sheet. And we're going to get these out of the way. By the way, I made myself a little one to try because the big one's going to a baby shower. And there you go. Oops, I forgot the cheese. Oh, we got to get that on. Now, I'm not covering the whole thing with cheese because there's a couple people that are lactose intolerant and they really can't handle the cheese. So I'm being a nice guy. So there you go. We'll cover that up. That goes in the oven, 425 degree for 10 to 15 minutes, just to kind of warm everything up. And there you go. Well, there's ours because the other one's going to go into the oven when my daughter gets there. Look at all that cheese. That is so good. It's time to dig in. Hey, another great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave me a comment below, one way or the other. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell because that'll tell you the next time I upload a video. Feel free to share this and any of my other videos. And thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.